Yo, what's up, y'all? So, yeah, it's been a bit. I'm not gonna lie, I have like no idea how long it's been. Like, it could be, I think in a couple weeks. I think probably a couple weeks. It's hard for me to tell, to be honest. It's hard for me to tell. These past couple weeks have been, like, I don't know if y'all can see what's happening with my face and shit. Like, things will be like, yeah, fucking, yeah, things have been wild since I moved back home. Seems I have been presented with a new kind of like task, like a new kind of job, my spiritual journey, and I figure I should kind of like share my experiences a little bit, because I've never really experienced anything like this. I find it quite bizarre. I think it's kind of interesting. Okay, to be honest, it's interesting. It's been a struggle at times too. Yeah, so it would seem here at this place, I don't know if this is something that I've manifested into this world, or if this is kind of what I currently consider it to probably be. I'm not sure what like exactly is going on here, but each day that goes by I'm kind of figuring it out more. So I'm thinking kind of to give an outline, I guess. Basically, the best way I can describe the thing that's here, that's like in this environment, I guess, it's like a demon. It's kind of, if y'all have ever seen Avatar, it's a lot like Ko the Face Stealer. It's a lot like Ko the Face Stealer. And it works by, like, if you express, if you let it poke you, if you react to it, if it can get you to do something, it works like an ego, straight up. It works like a giant ego. Like, I mean, like a separate disembodied ego. Like, I don't think it's disembodied, but yeah, this thing, if you give it attention, if you let it do anything, like it'll give you little pokes and prods through the back of your head, through the top, through any way it can try and get into your body, into your energetic body. It'll initially do it with like thoughts, kind of like, it'll either be like thoughts that attack your character, or thoughts that like make fun of you, or it could be it's something funny, anything. It'll be a thought, and if you respond to it in any way, if you let it shape the way you end up behaving at all, it gets more power over you. It works just like an ego, except it's like the world's fucking strongest fucking thing. Like, I don't know what this thing do, but it's been ripping my energetic body in half, kind of extracting my chakras out and swapping them with my parents' chakras. And it seems as though the spiritual task that I've been given is to basically cleanse my parents' chakras for them, because they're letting me stay here and I'm not paying with money because I didn't have any finances built up like I did, but bad decisions happened and mental health issues, and then yeah, spiritual awakening, all this shit. I'm my second one, and we basically wound up at a point where I need to rebuild. It's TMI, but hey, I'm staying here currently rent free, and so I guess this is kind of the rent that I'm paying. Something that I can pay. My time, and it's like I know how to do this, and even if they're not my chakras, I'm pretty sure, like my chest here, like I'm pretty sure I can still work with them, but it's been tricky. Extremely confusing. It's been extremely confusing. You didn't even know how long it took to figure out this was going on, and not that it was just like my chakras, except they feel and behave in like a totally different way, and like it's all foreign feeling, and like it doesn't add up to like a coherent person. It's like a bunch of loose, like literally it feels like a chimera. Like yeah, and I'm realizing that this has been happening like most of my life, and a lot of my chakras that I had on the inside were not my chakras, and I didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand which part of me was all the way back, so I couldn't just like put myself together like that. Like I didn't know I could do that. But now I know how like to go all the way back, and so I can just like recall, if that makes sense. Like, pull my shit together. And yeah, it's been quite fascinating. Like, it hurts a lot, dude. It hurts a lot. I don't know what this thing is. For the longest time I thought it was my sacral chakra, because it was like fucking me up for like the whole past like month and a half, month and whatever. It's been a fat minute, like since the 4th of July. It, like, I thought this fucking thing was like part of me, and I thought it was like the manifestation of the Shiva that I had manifested, or whatever the fuck. That's what I kind of thought. But what I realized, and at least what I'm pretty damn sure is going on, is that it's my mom's, or one of my parents, I don't know which one of their fucking sacral chakras. And the reason I thought that I was a woman, the reason that I thought that my name was Piper and all this, was because I had my mom's sacral chakra up in me for the longest fucking time. And also it kind of creates, like, it happened for a reason. It all happened for a reason. I'm still going through the physical transition and all this. I think it's good, because union of opposites and all this, like, it kind of ended up making the image, I guess, if that makes sense, like, inadvertently. But yeah, I'm pretty sure a huge part of the reason why I thought, like, why I conceived of myself the way that I did, if I can get my own fucking throat chakra back up in here, it was because I had my mom's sacral chakra in me, and so it had the needs of a woman, right? I'm pretty sure. And what kind of happened on the 4th of July was, like, I knew it was like a big, like, spiritual attack of some kind, like on the energetic level. It wasn't on the physical plane. And it wasn't in the pure dream plane, I don't think. It depends on what you want. It was in the energetic plane. It was in, like, the same place that, like, if you're into yoga, like, if you feel your chakras, same place you would feel a chakra is the same place this is happening in. Yeah, the place that the universe is constructed from, or whatever. Yay. And I could tell something happened on that day, but I didn't know what. I couldn't tell what had been done on that day. And since that day, on the 4th, I have been working on this fucking sacral chakra, because, oh my god, like, this shit had some demons in it, dude. I mean, like, there was like this, I thought somebody sent like a bunch of jinn after me, like, and they were like eggs in my sacral is how I had it theorized, because like I saw, like, in that realm on the 4th, I saw like these little crystal shard things like getting slipped up inside my body, my energetic body, and I figured they got slipped into my sacral, and they like implanted as eggs, kind of, and they hatched as jinn. That's kind of how I imagined it. But I think it was just like demons in that sacral chakra, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it was just demons, dude. And I had to just like feel them out, kind of. And they were coming out as like the weird, it was bizarre. And I didn't understand where they were coming from, because my sacral chakra, as I had become accustomed to it being, was not like that. It was not like that. So I'm wondering, maybe it was my sacral chakra, like, when I decided to transition and all this. Yeah, dude, y'all, at this point, it's like it's all jumbled up, like, including like the two halves of my soul, like, in entirety. It all the bits are fucking swapped around and fucking, yeah. And so, like, coherence is like yeah, like, it's like hard to tell what the fuck like this human being wants at this point, but we'll get them put together when it's done. But yeah. So, like, I don't know, but regardless, right? Regardless. That's kind of how I experienced it. I'm assuming that either my sacral chakra got loaded up with all of her shit, or it's yeah. I'm pretty sure it's her sacral chakra. And I didn't understand the stress. Like, for the longest time after the 4th, I was experiencing all this fucking stress up my spine. Sorry, it had its fucking thing. Yeah, all this stress up my spine. Wrenching stress. I mean, like non-stop anxiety and paranoia. Like, just, I mean, like, a very, very unhappy sacral chakra. And I didn't get it, dude. I didn't get it. I was trying to work with this thing, and I didn't understand why it was being like how it was being like. I didn't know where it came from. I didn't know when it got like this. I was trying to come up with all these theories. I didn't understand why it kept making me doubt, like, my name and, like, who I am and shit. Like, it felt like my whole body was with it, except for my sacral chakra. And it's like, it makes sense now, but, like, dude, I was very confused. I was very confused back then. I was like, dude, like, which way am I supposed to go? Like, the heart says one way, but the sacral's over here saying something else, and it's like, no matter how much things progressed, it kind of just stayed like that. It makes sense because it was part of a different fucking system. It's not separate, but part of it's separate. Not separate. Separate's the wrong word, right? There's 2 different leaves on a tree. They're part of one system, but they're different leaves, even though they're part of one thing. It's the same. Okay, different sacral, but part of one system overall. It's part of a different system. And after I moved in, it was like, dude, it was weird. I don't know. It started with just kind of thoughts. Like I said, how it kind of gets inside. The way I picture this fucking thing, dude. The way I picture it, like, I don't know, like, size of it or whatever. Like, I don't want to think. Well, here, I'll just look at it. Okay, so, like, yeah, it looks like a little fucking warm ball of fuzz. That's what it looks like, a warm ball of fuzz. But once it's inside you, it can reach out these tendrils, just like how during a normal brain-gut communication, there's like those fucking, I don't know if anybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about, but like those tendrils that can happen with the plexus too, I think. Maybe any chakra is capable of this, but there'll be like these tendril things that like shoot up your spine and like plug into your brain. And you don't want it like this because it fucks up your kundalini and like with like the atlas and shit. It like occupies space in the atlas and it makes you less connected to the self or whatever for while that's going on. But for temporary communication, it can be quite important. But it can also be quite painful. And those same like tendril things that like reach up, there's like 2 of them, and they plug into the back of your eyes. They push them out if it's your sacral because it makes you like seek food or something like that, need fulfillment, right? And these 2 tendrils, at least how I normally experience it, it's like they've grown to some super massive size. And there's 4 of them. And it might be 2 that belong to my dad, 2 that belong to my mom. I don't know how it works yet. For the record, I don't blame them. Okay, I love my parents. This is all happening for karmic reasons. Yeah, it's all yin yangs up in here. You know, it's my karma that it's happening to me and shit too. So like, no judgments. But yeah, these 2 tendrils. One reaches in through my head and through the back of my head, through the atlas. And the ones up here are like tentacles. They're like slimy. Is the best way I could describe them. They have like a mucusy thing. And like when it comes in through the back of my head and through the top, it initially does it. It's like a tap on the door. And it like I said, thoughts is the way that it initially tries to get in. And then if you let it in on accident, if you let it in, or if it's strong enough, if it just breaks its fucking way in, or maybe if I'm too weak, like whichever way it goes, it'll either come in. If it comes in through the back of my head, it's not the worst thing ever. Because what it does is it goes straight down into my sacral, controls my sacral, and basically gets it to feed out energy through the front, and basically like through an umbilical cord, you know, to my parents. That's what was happening for a little while, and that's not too bad. But when it comes in through the top, it really sucks, because what it does is it comes in just like how Kundalini would go in, except you can tell it's coming from like up here, and it's not like wrapping around, it's like, and when it does that, it splits open your energetic body at the crown. It's literally like something reaching its fucking hands into your crown chakra, and it's extremely painful. Kind of desensitized to pain at this point. I don't know how I did this for 23 years, but hey, I'm fucking, yeah, it was hurting real bad in the beginning, but shit's been winding down. And, sorry, gotta fucking put the pieces back where they go. Yeah, and one by one, I'm guessing it works through attachment at the crown, or like anxiety in the root. Like there has to be some key, but like if it can blow out the crown and enter into the third eye, each chakra that it blows open, it takes that chakra. It goes, like I literally feel like my ability to feel that region of my body will be like gone. It'll just be like spacey, not like consciousness space, but like waving your hand around the air in front of you, like nothing there, dude. And then it'll put another chakra in, some other chakra that doesn't work as well. Like it's more clogged, and like, yeah, it has like other intentions and shit. Like it's weird. It's weird as fuck to describe this shit, dude. It's weird as fuck. Like I never thought I'd, yeah. And yeah, so that's how it works into the top of my head. And then it also can come in through, you know, if you know the shape of the torus, like, yeah, it either comes in through the top of the torus, or it can come in through the bottom, and it also comes in through the atlas. Any of these, and sometimes, well, okay, I'll get to that. But the bottom one, the one that comes in through the bottom half, so we have like a yang, yin, right? Is top half yang or is top bottom half? I just heard depends on gender. I don't know if that's true. But like, yeah, like how our body is divided in half, and then you have the front and the back. Like this, the front is yang, back is yin, yin, yang. Same with top and bottom, I'm sure. And so it would seem as if one parent is responsible for like top half, and one is bottom half. It's like energy harvesting, I guess. And like, hey, I'm just telling you how it be, y'all. I'm just telling you how it be. I can feel that, like, yeah. Yeah. And so the thing that comes in at the bottom will come in through either ankles, my ankle chakras. It depends on how put together I am. If I'm put together all the way, it'll come in through my ankles, and it'll feel it as like a little biting, like a, yeah, fucking, like, hey, little fucking biting and gnawing at my ankles, dude. And then my foot will go kind of fuzzy and numb. It'll work its way up my knee chakra, then up, and before I know it, the whole channel, you know. Yeah. And also my soul, the way that, like, it's weird, there's like layers to this. So like the top layer, if we're gonna call it a top layer, right, the top layer would be my emotional layer, is what I would call it. Like the part that would be underneath an ego shell, like immediately underneath a pain body shell. My emotional layer, the vulnerable layer. This is the first layer that it breaks open. Okay? It's the first layer that it breaks open. My emotional layer. And it's compromised out of a yin-yang heart kind of shape thing. It's actually like a sphere. It's like a fucking white sphere. But I conceptualize it the way I see it. I'm not wearing the fucking shirt right now, but yeah, it's like it's split in two. They're one thing, but it's like a yin-yang. You know what I mean? And it gets split in half along the divide of yin and yang. And the two channels of my soul, or the two halves of my soul, I used to call them my naughty channels. I don't know if it's quite like that, right? You call it the pink and blue rivers inside. I don't know. I've seen like one picture of Shiva. It was like a fucking drawing. from a billion years ago or some shit. I can't find the picture again. But fucking, god damn it. But it was like a Shiva that was like wielding these two like, I don't know, like halves of a yin yang, dude. Literally is what it fucking looks like in my mind's eye. Yeah, I saw this before I saw that picture, dude. The picture was like, there was like a moment when I fucking eat. Anyways, yeah, that's how I see it. It's like I can even pick where they go. Like I can send it, when I have my strength, I can like send one into their head and send the other one into the other one's head. And it like allows them to share my soul with me. Like I'll hang on to one and they'll be able to use the other one. It's weird. I think I don't know what happened, but like they're missing one half of theirs. It's like they each had to sell or do something to make space for this, because each one of us is supposed to have both, like both our yin and yang sides. Each one of us is supposed to have both, and they have room for mine. So, and it's weird when I have them back in my head. When I have them both back in my head, my parents will close one eye when they talk to me.